Brushaflies, welcome back to my channel, Brushafly MUA. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercedes, I'm the face behind Brushafly MUA, and if you are new, remember to hit that subscribe button. If you're not, welcome back. So, today's video is my top 3 in every makeup category. Now, I know some people have a lot more makeup than I do. I'm just going to go with the categories that I actually have. If there's a lot of products that I don't really have, like take for instance brow products. I don't really use brow products. I'm a school-run mum. I like to do eyeshadow, I like to do lipstick, I like to do my base. Eyebrows I'm very lazy with, hence the fringe. But I'm going to go through the makeup categories that I actually use a lot and I really enjoy, and show you my top 3 products. I got this idea from Kelly Gooch. I adore watching her channel, and yeah, so I've stolen this idea from her, but I think it is a theme that's going around makeup YouTube at the moment. So if you want to take part, please do, because it's nice to know what everyone else really enjoys at the moment. So let's dive straight in. So first up, I'm going to go with my top 3 favourite skincare items, because obviously that's the first thing I start off with is my base. So my favourite moisturiser at the moment has to be the Garnier Skin Active Rose Soothing 48 Hour Moisturiser. This is only £3, maybe £4 tops at the local supermarkets. I got mine from Tesco's. Yeah, I love this. So, ooh. If you can hear planes, there's like an air show going on at the moment down the seafront. We were going to go today, but it rained really heavy earlier, so I wasn't sure whether they were going to do it. It's cleared up a little bit, so sorry for any planey background noise. So yeah, I find this one really good for my skin. My skin is very hormonal, and I just find rose products work really well for sort of soothing it, making it feel not so hormonal. So I do really enjoy this. You might have been surprised. You might have thought I might have said something Luminate, especially after my product empties where everything was a Luminate product. I did really enjoy Luminate, but I think this one has to be my all-time favourite. Then I have a cleansing balm from Skin Saint. It's a vitamin C, and I have used this quite a bit, as you can see. So I use this as like my first point of makeup removing. You just scoop some out, put it onto your skin, and then you massage it into circular motions to sort of break up the makeup, and then you just rinse your face and wash it off. This does kind of leave a bit of an oily feel to your skin, which not everyone might enjoy, but because my skin is so dry, that oiliness doesn't last very long. It's like my skin sort of soaks that in, like that added moisture, so after a little while that does fade. I do really enjoy this though. It has a really nice scent to it. It kind of reminds me of like I want to say like a balm that I would have used when I was a child on like my lips, like a lip balm kind of smell. But I really like this. I found this randomly in Tesco's. I did a skincare haul very recently where this appeared in it, and actually all 3 of my skincare products today appeared in that haul, so I must be enjoying them. So yeah, I really do like this one. I have noticed that my local supermarket, or Tesco's, has expanded on this range. They've now got a shelf with a whole load of these on, so I might have to go check them out. And the last skincare product is this. So this is the Botanical Lab Rose and Hyaluronic Acid Anti-Blemish Overnight Hydrating Mask. I love this. Where has this been? All my life. So like I said, rose for me, really good for my skin, really soothes and helps to make it less stressed. Hyaluronic acid as well is really good for dry skin. So I apply this at night like you're meant to, and then you rinse it off in the morning. It leaves my skin feeling so soft, and I've been using it as a hand mask as well. So I've been applying it to my face at night, then I apply this to my hands, and then I go to bed, wake up in the morning, wash my hands. My hands have never been so moisturised and soothed. Like, I suffer with really dry skin on my hands, like they are awful, absolutely awful. Everyone would always tease me and say how I had granny hands because they looked so dry and cracked and just crap. This has saved my hands. So not only has it saved my face, it saved my hands. I love this. Next up, primers. So again, sorry if you can hear any planes, they are quite loud. So the first one is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. Again, I have used quite a lot of this. So this one is a really nice glowy primer. I have found that if I put it under most foundations, it will just make me look a bit more glowy, a bit more alive. It's a really nice one. A little goes a long way, but it is a really nice product. I have found I'm not really wearing it much at the moment because it's summer, so I'm a bit more sweatier than normal, so I don't really need that extra dewiness or glow that I normally would. This is definitely more one I would wear in the winter. If I wear it now, it tends to make my makeup slide off a little bit, but it is normally a really good one, especially when I'm a bit drier and it's winter time, so I do really like this one. Then I have a pre-makeup primer from Be by Superdrug. This one really reminds me of the No. 7 Airbrush Away primer, which I absolutely adore. The only problem with this one is you can't buy it anymore because I think the Be by Superdrug makeup range has gone, or they've discontinued it, but they've kept their skincare range. But this one I do actually really like. I've been using it a lot lately. Like, I will wear this one and then put my foundation on and it doesn't budge. I look flawless for most of the day, which for me never really happens. So yeah, I do really enjoy this one. Last one I have is my W7 Princess Potion Primer. This one I got last year, maybe the year before for Christmas, and I loved it. It was actually really, really beautiful. It smells like Christmas. It's pink, but it smells like Christmas. It's got such a really nice smell to it, but it is heavily fragrant. So if you don't like fragrance, that's not great for you, but for me, I really like it. The reason I like this one is because it does dry down quite tacky. So it kind of grips your makeup. Yeah, a really, really great one. I do really like it. Yes, you put it on. It's not like pink when you put it on. It does blend out and, you know, you look normal. It is meant to give you some radiance boosting, or complexion boosting. I would say it does. It does give you a bit more radiance. It does make you look a bit more glowy. So yeah, I do really like this one. And you know, for W7, that is really flipping bougie. I like the packaging. Foundations. Woo. Okay, so I'm going to go with my two cheapy favourites. So the first one is from Poundland, which is Makeup Gallery Matte Me Over, which is a long-lasting foundation. I really, really like this. Yes, it only cost me £1, but it is a damn good foundation. I've got the shade 1 Swan. This, for me, gives me that mattified effect, but still leaves me a little bit glowy, so I'm not like matte, if you get what I mean. But it lasts for so long as well, and for such a cheap product, like, this makes my day good. If I'm having like quite a few bad breakouts and I need to cover a bit more redness than usual, this is the one I will grab for at the moment. It's got a bit more heavy coverage than some of my other ones. Stunning, really, really like it. Then I have my Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. So this one is a bit more of a light coverage foundation, and I've got mine in 010 Cool Porcelain, but it is really, really nice. When I first tried it on, I was a bit like, oh my god, it's like sunk into the skin, where has it gone? But it does that, and it gives you such a nice natural finish, a nice natural glow, that you look nice and hydrated and your makeup just looks nice. I do really, really like this one. I wear it on my more no makeup days, or if I'm just feeling less is more, but I do really enjoy this one, and the price point £5 for this, so I think that's a right bargain. I do really enjoy that one. And the next one, unfortunately, you can't buy anymore unless you can find it in TK Maxx. So this is the Becca Zero Pigment Virtual Foundation. I have fallen head over heels in love with this. Yes, in some ways it is kind of just like a really good jumped up primer. I've got it on today. But what I find it does really well is it really blurs the skin. Like, your skin looks blurred but natural. It's like your skin but better. Yes, it has no pigment, so what I do is I go over the top with a bit of concealer to hide any redness or blemishes, because obviously this is not going to touch those. But I have found that I don't get cake face. My skin is very dry naturally, and I sometimes find that with any foundation, even my favourite two that I've just showed you, that by the end of the day I will look like cake face and it needs to come off. You know, with those ones I have to wear them a very long time for it to reach that point. But some of my other foundations, like my Bare Minerals one, there's another one, I can't remember the name. You know, by the end of the day it just looks awful. And this one just smooths the skin so much. You put concealer over the top and it looks like you've got some makeup on but not too heavy, and I just find it blends everything really nicely. So yeah, this is my actual tippy top favourite foundation at the moment. If I see it again in TK Maxx, I'm going to grab it and pick it up. I definitely want to back up. You might be able to get the same effect with a really silicone primer, a really blurring primer. You could get maybe the same effect with that, put it on and then put concealer over the top. But there is just something about this that, I don't know, I just really enjoy it, and I'm going to be so upset when I run out. This was actually quite expensive back in its heyday. I think it was £28. I got it for £7.99 I think from TK Maxx. So yeah, I'm going to be so sad when I've run out, but I love this. But yeah, tippy top fave. Concealer. So I have the Makeup Gallery Hide and Chick concealer. So this again cost me £1, like the foundation does. I really like the formula of this. The formula is really, really nice. It has good coverage, it hides under eye bags quite well, hides blemishes. The only downside is, my top keeps falling down, the packaging. I wish it had a doe foot applicator. Instead it's this squeezy tube. But other than the squeezy tube issue, the actual formula of this is really, really nice. I adore it. The one I have been using a lot lately, and I have been pairing it with the Becca Zero Pigment Foundation, is my Essence Stay All Day 16 Hour Concealer. What shade are you? I think I've used it so much I've rubbed the shade name off. This I really enjoy. Now, it's not the most heavy coverage foundation. I would definitely concealer. I would definitely say it's more on the medium coverage. You can't really build it up. I tend to put it on and then I might try and put a bit more on, but it doesn't really show any more coverage. But to me, it's actually just a really nice concealer. It brightens my face. It does hide most things. It will hide my redness. It will hide blemishes. But it's just not too heavy coverage. It's like light to medium, I suppose. But I do really enjoy this one. It's just really, really nice. I have had to take the... I can't remember what that thing's called, but you know the bit that sits inside that stops too much product coming out? I have had to take that out because I did find that I was trying to apply the concealer and not enough product was coming out, and I was having to keep dipping in. I was getting really annoyed. So I pulled the stopper, that's what it's called, the stopper. I pulled that out with some tweezers and now I get as much product as I want. But yeah, I do really like that concealer at the moment. But my tippy top favourite concealer of all time has to be my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I have the shade 05. This one is just perfection in a concealer tube. It's beautiful. I have compared it to the NARS concealer before, but I definitely think this one is better. It's not as powdery or cakey looking as the NARS one. I just think the packaging looks the same. But yeah, I really enjoy this one. You can like give yourself medium coverage, or you can really go quite heavy with it and get more heavy coverage. It hides everything. If you want to erase your whole face, go for Maybelline Fit Me. But yeah, I do really like this. I have gone through multiple, and I mean multiple of these. I love it. Next up, we have blush. I love me some blush. So let's go with this one because it's nearly empty. So this is the Revolution Super Dewy Liquid Blush in Flushing For You. This one I use almost on the daily. As you can see, I'm nearly out of it. There's just a bit down here that I need to use up. I do have another one in a brighter pink shade. I think when we met at first blush or something. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to using that one. But this one is perfection. I love it. It's a really nice shade. It's a really nice tone. But it's the formula that does it for me. It glides on the skin. It blends out really easily. It does fade down a little bit. So if you apply a bit too much, by the time you've done the rest of your makeup, it fades down a little bit. But it doesn't fade down ridiculously that there's nothing left. It just fades down to a nice subtle blush unless you want to build it up. I do really like this. The formula is brilliant. Then I have quite a new one to my collection. So this is the Flower Beauty Blush Bomb in Bubbly. This is a really nice sort of baby pink shade. It's actually stunning. The packaging I think is actually really high end, but Flower Beauty is actually quite drugstore. Well, very drugstore. The only thing is I think it is leaving the UK. They're leaving Superdrug. Superdrug is the only seller in the UK, so I am gutted about that. But I do really like this one. The formula is really nice. It blends out nice and easy. It gives you a nice blush, just a nice sort of tone. Yeah, I do really like it. I think my tippy top favourite of all time has to be my Honest Beauty blush in Plumberry. So I found this in my local TK Maxx. Now you might be thinking, that shade's a bit too dark. No. It actually blends out really beautiful. So this one I actually do gravitate towards more in winter, because I think in the winter time you can get away with more darker berry tones no matter what your skin tone. You just have to blend it out the right amount. But it just looks like you've been outside and you've come in from the cold and you have a real deep flush to your face from the cold. It's such a nice creamy texture. I love the packaging as well. It's really pretty. So that is my tippy top favourite blush ever. I love it. Next one is like bronzer and contour. I don't really contour as such. Like I said earlier, I don't do my brows because I'm a school run mum and I'm a bit lazy like that. I have to get out the door at a certain time. And contour kind of falls into that category. But I do have products that are kind of in contour products, but that I actually like to use for bronzing. So I don't actually have like a cream or a liquid bronzer at the moment, but I quite like using this contour stick from Be by Superdrug. And I quite like using like the darker contour shade, and I use it as a cream bronzer. So I go down there, across my forehead, not that you can see it because the fringe. And I just blend it out, and it blends out really smoothly and nicely. And it just gives me a bit of bronze definition, but not too in your face. So I do really like that. The highlighty side is okay, but it's not my favourite formula. So I would rather grab one of my favourite highlighters, which I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, I do like that. Then I have this one from Aldi's Lacura. It looks like the Charlotte Tilbury one, and it is a dupe for that. And they did get told off for it as well, which I've mentioned in other videos when I've used this product. They did get told off, Aldi's, for downright copying Charlotte Tilbury. But this one, it's such a shame they didn't do it in different packaging, because I really enjoy the bronzer formula, or the contour formula, in this palette. Like, I've hit pan on both of them. They are that nice. They are really silky smooth. They just have a nice look about them. Like, it's not too muddy, it's not too dark on my skin. It probably wouldn't suit all skin tones though, that's the only thing. I think this type of thing suits fair to light skin tones, but I think if you've got medium to deeper skin tones, something like this is not going to work. It's a shame they didn't bring out more shade ranges in it, because it is actually a really nice formula. I really like this one. I just don't show it on camera too much because obviously it was a copy and they got told off. And another one I really enjoy is the Tartist Pro to Glow by Tarte. My friend Ellie gave me this one. I've hit pan on the highlight shade. Shows how much I like the highlight. But I actually really enjoy the bronzer contour shade in this palette. I have used it a lot, but because it is a certain formula, it doesn't look like I've really dug into the pan very much at all. But it's just a nice texture. It blends out really well on the skin. It just gives me a bit of warmth that I need. Yeah, really, really nice. The middle shade though, the yellowy sort of highlight, I don't really go for. I'm going to go with highlight. And as you've probably guessed, the highlight shade in this palette is one of my favourites. I've hit pan on it, as you can see. Now, it is a nice sort of pinky toned highlight, but it's not ridiculously pink. It's kind of like a silvery pink tone. I do really like this. I won't talk about this palette for too much because obviously you just saw it in the bronzer contour category. But yeah, the highlight shade in this I do really enjoy. Next one is by Fenty Beauty and it's the 7-Day Weekend shade, which is the pink shade. Now, the more bluey purpley toned one is not really one I go for, but that pink side, that is a stunning, stunning, beautiful highlight. I love this, and the packaging, whenever I use this, I always feel really posh and expensive because the packaging just screams that to me. But yeah, I do really enjoy this. It's just got a really nice tone about it, got a really nice glow. Yes, the purple side, I wish the whole thing was just 7-Day Weekend. Beggars can't be choosers. I found this in TK Maxx. Yeah, so I do really like that one. And the last one is again a pound shop bargain from Makeup Gallery. This is called Glow with the Flow and it's in the shade Ice 1. Now, I've got these nails on and I can't open it. Okay, so as you can see, I have been digging into this one quite a lot, and it's just a really nice creamy icy highlight. It does have some sort of glitteriness to it. It does, in certain lights when you turn your head, you can see a bit of glitter on your cheek, but I don't mind that. I just love this. It's such a nice formula texture. It goes on the skin, it melts like butter onto your skin and just looks absolutely stunning. So yeah, I really enjoy this one. Quickly mention powder. Now, I only have one and the one I really like is the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. I did used to use the Rimmel Stay Matte and I did used to really enjoy that, but I haven't bought that for some time. I have really struggled with powders this year. I have not really found one other than this one that I really like, so I only have one for this category and that's this one. So yeah, I don't know, I think I kind of need to just dive into powders a bit more, but the ones that I've had in my collection I've just not really enjoyed. They've not been for me, so yeah, I think I need to go on a powder journey and find some. If you have any recommendations for powders, please comment them down below because I don't know where to start. Powder is powder, but I would still like a nice one. Eyeliners. So I'm gonna go with liquid eyeliner because I don't often wear pencil eyeliners, and while I have a couple in my collection that I use, they're not the best, so I'm only going to mention liquid liners. So the first one I really like is this one. It's a brown liquid liner from the Pound Shop, Makeup Gallery Pro Eye Liquid Liner. So this is a really nice brown shade, and it has a really nice like little fine tip on it, which it just draws on so well, so evenly. You can get a really nice sharp point. So I do really like this one. And I haven't been able to find like a nice brown liquid liner for ages. And when I found this one, I fell in love with it. It doesn't flake either or crack, so that's good. Then I have the Revolution Dip eyeliner in the white one. I do really like this. It reminds me of Tipex, but it's kind of good for doing creative eye looks. I did a look the other day where I drew a couple of dots on, and I used this white eyeliner. I have, because I enjoyed the white eyeliner from Revolution Me Love, I have gone and bought its sister shades. So I have a pink one, a lilac, and a blue, and a white. So yeah, I really want to test the other colours out because they look really pretty, but the white one I do really enjoy using. The last one is from House Laboratories. Oh, nearly dropped it. This is the liquid eyeliner. Now it does have a really thick sort of felt tip, but it's got that right amount of stiffness but bendability that when you apply it, it just glides onto the skin. It is a perfect formula. Mine is starting to get a bit old now. I've had it for quite some time, and I have noticed that the formula is starting to change. The other day I used it and I noticed a bit of cracking, which it doesn't usually do, which is such a shame, but I have used it a lot. So yeah, this one I absolutely love. My perfect black eyeliner. It's just a shame that I think it's getting old, but I do really enjoy this one. Liquid eyeshadows. So the first one is Forgive Me Susie. So this was a Birchbox exclusive, and I love this. It is starting to get old and it is starting to dry out, so it might not be in my collection for very long, but this was one of the best formulas for liquid eyeshadow I've ever used. You can apply it to the eye, you can blend it out with a brush, and it will just look beautiful. It doesn't really peel off, it doesn't really flake. Beautiful formula. I have two of these and I use them both. I love them, but it's definitely on the older side. It might not be around for very long. The next one is from e.l.f. So this is just like a glitter liquid eyeshadow, but it doesn't really have a pigment to it. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like a nice glitter topper that you can put over the top of any coloured eyeshadow. It doesn't change the pigment of the shadow underneath. It just adds a bit of dimension and a bit of pizzazz. So I do really like this. I've used a lot of it and I don't think there's a lot left. But yeah, love this. So the last liquid eyeshadow I really like is from xxxx Revolution. This is in the shade Frill. So this is actually quite a duochrome eyeshadow product. So again, it applies really nicely. I can blend it out with my finger or a brush. It completely coats the lid. It just looks really stunning. I quite like to pair it up with my Urban Decay Naked Cyber eyeshadow palette. There's a purple shade in there. I'm always pairing it up with this to create a really nice full-on duochrome purple eye look. This formula, stunning. I really like it. So that brings us on to eyeshadow palettes. So I'm going to go in with the smallest one first. So this is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Mint Bee eyeshadow palette. I have loved this one so much that I have hit pan on 3 of the shades. And I have had mixed reviews about this one. A lot of people have said like the pastel shade in it doesn't really work for them. But I find if you use a really good white eye base, or even a pastel green eye base and then put this on top, really pops. I absolutely love it. The rest of the shades in this are also really good. I love using that one for deepening the eye look. The shimmer shades in it, they're not too dissimilar from each other. Like the more silvery one is kind of dewy chromy. In certain lights it looks green, in other lights it looks silver. This one is green, but it kind of looks a bit similar to the silver, so I don't think you really needed the 2 shimmer shades in here, hence why I've only used those 3 shades, but that green shade is also really pretty and I will probably use it up as well. But I just really enjoy the formula. I like the smallness of it as well. I used to like really big eyeshadow palettes, and I've definitely more settled into the fact that I like smaller panned eyeshadow palettes, like a 4-pan or a 9-pan. Those are definitely more ones that I reach for now. And the price point for e.l.f., £3 to £4 for an eyeshadow palette, you cannot go wrong. The next one that I'm really loving at the moment is this one from Flower Beauty. So this is the Sugar Rush palette. It's just got some really nice, beautiful pinky purple berry tones in here, which is very me. I love those sorts of shades, and I really enjoyed the brush. This is a really lovely little brush. If I had like the disposable income, I would probably just go and buy all these eyeshadow palettes just so I could have a collection of these brushes, because I've really enjoyed this one. But I don't, so I'm not going to do that. But the formula of this palette is really good. I created a nice range of looks with this palette. The pigmentation is brilliant. It looks quite hardly pressed in the pan. Like when you dig in with your brush, it doesn't powder up too much, it doesn't take too much. So it's not one you're going to get through like straight away. But at the same time, it's quite a delicate formula. I had it in my bag, and like this shade down here, the tiny corner of it broke. The rest of it luckily did not, but it is quite a delicate formula, so I don't think it's one you could travel with. But I love the colour story, I love the shade story, which is the exact same thing, just with different words. But I love the shimmers, I love the mattes. It's just a perfect little palette. I absolutely adore it. Then I have this one, my Urban Decay Naked Cyber palette. So this is the first palette I've ever tried from Urban Decay, and I know it's the one that hasn't had the most love from makeup lovers and YouTubers, but I really like it. I especially love like the duochrome shades. As you can see, this shade here I've hit pan on. That's the shade I pair up with the xxxx Revolution liquid eyeshadow. I also love this one, Cyberspace. It's a perfect one and done eyeshadow, and actually I think most of the shimmers in this palette are perfect one and done eyeshadow shades. You can just gently brush them on, it gives you a nice subtle glow. I do really like this. I think the formula is fantastic. I love the packaging, I love the shades. Yeah, definitely one of my tippy top favourites. I never want to see this one go. It's one of my faves, so I absolutely adore it. Mascara. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Revolution 5D Lash Pow Mascara. This one is actually a really nice formula, and I really enjoy the way it makes my lashes look. It coats them nicely, it makes them look volumized. The only downside is I don't like the packaging. It's meant to be like a clicky thing, and then you do it so you don't have to screw the lid on and off. I would rather just use a screw lid. I mean, the brush is really big, but it's actually really nice. But the packaging for me is just not a win. But the formula inside, beautiful. Then I have the Essence Lash Princess. Mine looks pretty grimy and grim because it's been in my current shop, my stash. And it's been covered in other makeup products, and I've been using it almost every day. This one I actually really enjoy to use for my lower lash line because of the shape of the wand. It's not too thick and I can get right in there to my lower lash line because those lashes are short, dumpy and grumpy. So yeah, I do actually really like this. It's a nice formula. And the other favourite one that I really enjoy at the moment is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This one is the doll sized, and I have just been really enjoying this. I've been wearing it every day. I really love the shape of the wand. It's got that hourglass figure. I just find it really coats my lashes well. It fans them out. It does give a slight bit of flaking, which is a tad annoying. There's been times where I've done my mascara and then I've got a flake in my eye and it really flipping hurts. But I can look past that because I just really like the way it makes my lashes look. It coats them well, the pigmentation is beautiful, so I do really like this one, and at the moment I think it's my tippy top fave. With or without the flaking, I really like it. Then I have lip liners. So I don't wear lip liner often, but when I do, there is one especially that I very much gravitate towards, which is this one. This is a Lord & Berry lip liner in the shade Vintage Rose. I love this. I pair it up with a multitude of lipsticks. Out of my whole lip liner collection, this is my tip top fave. As you can see, I have used it quite a lot, which for me is shocking because I don't really do lip liner. But for the purpose of this video, I had to choose 3. So I grabbed 2 that, if I don't use that one, I grab these ones if I feel I want one. So the first one is a Huda Beauty lip contour in Trophy Wife. So it is just a really nice shade, nice formula. Yeah, not much to say about it because I don't use lip liner all the time. But this is just another one that I will grab. And the next one is from Revolution and the Soph collection. This shade is, I'm not sure. It's like a nude lip shade. And I really like that one. So that is lip liner. Nice, quick, easy because I don't use them a lot. But I use them enough that I can put them in this video. Liquid lips because I love a liquid lip. So my tippy top favourite has to be my Revolution and Roxy liquid lip in Tokyo. This is just such a nice pinky nude lip shade. I adore this. I wear this one all the time. If I'm going to hit pan ever on a liquid lip, it's going to be this one. I pair it up with that Vintage Rose lip liner and it's stunning. It lasts so long. So yeah, definitely a favourite of mine. Then I have my Too Faced Melted Matte Bottomless. So I recently got this, recently added it to my collection, and I really enjoy it. The formula is a little bit similar to the Kylie Cosmetics old liquid lip formula, but not as awful. I didn't really get on with them at all. I tend to wear those ones and within half an hour I take them off because they're just peeling and I'm eating lipstick. This one does do that, but it will take at least 5 to 6 hours to get to that point where I have to take it off instead of half an hour. I really like the shade though, and the formula's okay. It's okay, it's not horrendous. I can wear it if I'm going out. I know it will last an event or however long I'm out for, and then I'll come home and take it off. So it's not the worst, it's not the best, but I know it's in my top 3 and I've just said it's not the best, but I do really like it. Does that make any sense? I think it's the shade. I love the shade and the formula's okay. We'll leave it at that. The next one is from Honest Beauty. This is in the shade Fearless. So it's quite a bold berry lip shade, but I adore this. I love this one so much. It's just a beautiful formula. It sits on the lips really nicely. It doesn't dry them out. Just a really nice berry tone, which is something I actually quite like at the moment. I was going to say something I don't wear very often, but actually at the moment I have been reaching for quite a lot of berry tones, so this one is a fave. Next up we have Bullet lipsticks. So the first one I really enjoy is by Fenty Beauty and it's called One of the Boys. The packaging, absolutely stunning. And it is quite a different, unusual shade that it's not something many people gravitate towards often. And it's just a really nice purple shade. And again, I really like to pair it up with the Lord & Berry lip liner. It does slightly then change the tone of the lipstick. You might be able to see at the top where I've used it, it does slightly change the tone, but it's a really nice formula. It is a really nice shade. Have to be in the mood for it, but I do really enjoy that one. Then I have my MAC Velvet Teddy Mini. I adore this lipstick shade. It is one of the best nude lips ever created. I love this. My husband got me this for our wedding anniversary. It's just a stunning shade. It pretty much goes with any makeup look, any eye look. So yeah, I adore this one. Another one that I really like, which is a berry toned lip shade, is the Revolution and Bratz Yasmin lipstick. So I did declutter most of my Revolution and Bratz makeup, but this lipstick is one I have to keep in my collection. The formula is one of my favourite lipsticks ever, on par with the matte Velvet Teddy. It just glides on really well. It has really good lasting power, but it's the shade as well. Although it's a berry tone, it goes with so many makeup and eye looks. It doesn't judge. You know, if I want to wear a pinky eye look or even a berry eye look, I can pair it with this and it's not too over the top. I absolutely adore it. I love that lipstick. And then we have lip oils and lip gloss. So the one lip gloss that I do really enjoy is this one from the Revolution and Coca-Cola collection. It's just got a really nice syrupy scent and taste to it, but the shade is just really stunning. But the funny thing is, yes, it's a lip gloss, but it kind of reminds me of a lip oil in texture and formula and just the way it wears. So I do really enjoy this lip gloss, but it does remind me of a lip oil, and it's in the shade Infinity. Then my two actual lip oils. So my first one is from Essence. This is the cranberry one. I have adored this one this summer. It's such a beautiful, stunning shade. Smells beautiful, leaves your lips feeling really nourished and happy, but it also leaves a bit of a tint behind. So when it fades down, it looks like you've still got a bit of tint, a bit of life to your lips there. But yeah, I love this. I will reapply this over and over. I absolutely adore it. If I see it again in my local Wilko, I will be grabbing another one because it is a tippy top fave. And the last lip oil is my YSL one. This is the Volupte Tinting Oil number 7. So this has such a nice lip hugging doe foot, and the scent, I adore it. It's got such a beautiful scent. It's kind of tropical, but I just want to eat it. But it's a really nice shade. It is an orange lip oil, so it only goes with certain looks, but it's a really nice lip oil that it just glides on, leaves your lips really nourished and hydrated. I do really enjoy this one. I just whacked myself. The packaging, very bougie. I love pulling this one out in public and using it because I feel very posh. But yeah, this is stunning. I absolutely love it. And the final thing I'm going to mention is setting sprays. So I have just used up one, the Lumineux one. I don't know why that took my brain so long to register. So I've just used up the Lumineux setting spray. That one is my all-time favourite setting spray. Absolutely adore it. It's fantastic. And it doesn't leave you glittery, but it leaves you glowy. Then I have used the W7. It's in like a bottle, but it has gold at the bottom. You shake it, it mixes up, and it's too glittery. But what I did was I depotted the glitter. So I let it all settle, poured out the clear liquid, and then washed away the glitter because I didn't need it. I wasn't going to use it. And that one actually worked really well for me in the end. So that was a really nice setting spray. But the one I'm using at the moment is the iHeart Revolution Salted Caramel Setting Spray. I do really like this one. It does set down my makeup really nicely. The only thing is, it smells so heavily of salted caramel. It smells like coffee. Other than the scent, I really like the finish it gives my skin. So yeah, that one is really nice. Oh my god, it feels like I have been filming this video for hours, which I think I literally have. Yeah, so I'm now knackered. I need to have a rest. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hoped you enjoyed seeing my top 3 in every category. Hopefully I've managed to get it all. If I've missed anything, maybe I'll do an updated version another time. But yeah, that is my top 3 in every makeup category that I enjoy and own. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.